Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Hades 2, and last time we had our first successful run ever, which was huge. It took us a while to get there. I was losing a little bit of confidence, but it turned out that even after having a pretty sloppy run when it comes to how much damage we took, we had tons of damage coming from our attack, charged attack really, on the torches, which I think I had just been selling short for a long time because it looks very similar to the basic attack, but the damage is way, way higher. So we then made a whole bunch of upgrades, and honestly, I'm not even going to try to name all of them because I'm sure I'm going to forget a whole bunch of them. But the most important one is that we did manage to afford the crafting upgrade, the incantation, that allows us to travel up to the surface, either while taking significantly less damage, or maybe removing the damage over time we take altogether, although I don't exactly think that's going to be the case. I don't know that Odysseus was here before, at the end of our previous run, so I don't think we've chatted with him about that success.
You got him, didn't you? Killed the bastard, for one night at least. The first report I heard, I scarce believed, but by the third or fourth, I'd come around. Well done, goddess.
All right.
Thanks, Odd. Though I'd not be surprised if our reports already say he's returned. But I got what I needed for now. And a little bit of payback, I suppose.
Okay.
Aye, and he'll be sore about it, I expect. But even though we're not there yet, we needed this, I think. You needed this. On to the next phase, then?
Oh, yes.
I suppose so. Okay, so for the next run, since we did just complete the incantation to get us up to the surface without taking as much damage over time, we definitely will go up. We do have the staff as the bonus bones weapon, so we'll throw that on. In terms of which keepsake to use, some people were recommending taking Odysseus's keepsake up to the surface. Obviously, we have not unlocked that yet, so I don't know what it does, and we don't have access to it. But I was thinking we might actually use the Ghost Onion, because if we are still taking a little bit of damage over time, then this gives us a way to heal that back in between rooms. Whereas the Luckier Tooth, which we tried using on our previous attempts, just does not activate unless we die directly from damage that enemies deal to us. If we die from that damage over time, this gets completely ignored. So for that reason, it feels like the Ghost Onion is maybe a little bit safer, depending on how exactly things work once we have activated that incantation. Now, we are really looking for more bronze, because I think we still have one or two important upgrades that require that before we can complete them. Most notably, we have the ability, or the option, of unlocking aspects to our weapon, but we do not yet have the materials to do so, and that is going to be a very big deal. The other thing is that we did unlock this, where we can activate these additional difficulty modifiers to give us additional rewards. I don't think we're going to do that, at least not in the very near future, because we only just had our first successful run, so it feels like we want to get a little more consistency before we do that, and I'm not sure that we are quite far enough along to benefit from the rewards these are going to give us. I mean, I'm sure we've just stockpiled them for a little while. I am curious to see exactly how this mechanic plays out, because it is similar, but I don't think identical to the heat system from Hades 1. But we're going to hold off on that for now. I'm not sure we saw this before.
A secret monument night, etched with her will and testament, looms tall within the training grounds, revealing its nature only to the worthy.
Okay, so yes, we only got access to this because we were deemed worthy, and to be honest, I'm not sure if it is based on just having finished our first successful Chronos run, or if it would usually take more than that. And the game is it makes a little bit of a shortcut because it took us so many runs to get to that point.
I'm in the inner circle now.
Okay, but let's go up, and we do want to be quick here, of course. Technically, the curse does not apply until we interact.
My curse. I feel all right.
Until we interact with this. Selene is almost certainly the single worst boon we could have gotten. Because I'm not sure we're going to last long enough
Around the city.
to be able to use that at all. Well, it does immediately give us access on this room. So I guess there's that.
Let us together shine this night, O moon.
I feel you closer to my light. You suppress that fate-wrought curse that binds you to your realm. I was uncertain such a thing was possible. Yet you surprise me fairly often, little star.
I suppose so.
Which suits you.
Okay, so I think we might need to approach this a little bit differently this time, because I'm not sure we're going to get many uses out of this. Like, I don't know that Night Bloom is really ever going to work for us, because by the time, well, yeah, we basically want something we can use immediately. Maybe Wolf Howl, which was the one that we had in the previous run, or was it the run before that? And Lunar Ray is also something that we have taken somewhat recently. I mean, in general, we've been doing a lot more of the Selene stuff. Let's go Wolf Howl.
Wolf Howl.
Together we shine.
Okay, also for what it's worth, those bird dudes remind me a lot of an enemy from these developers' first game. We'll do this. I did not really aim that very well, though. Bastion. There was an enemy, I forget what they called them. It might have been peckers or something like that. But they were very annoying.
That was spectacular.
Okay, do we take any damage over time at all? I mean, part of me wants to hang around a little bit to see if it happens. Part of me wants to say, you know, we'll find out one way or another. Let's not tempt fate. That looks like a golden urn. I believe it was. Because, yeah, if we do take at least a little bit of that damage over time from the curse, then that will, of course, still make, you would assume, surface runs more difficult than the runs that go down. And then, you know, it's not like we're about to succeed in our first run in that case, but if we don't have any damage over time, then, you know, maybe we do stand a chance.
The city of Pyre, which once stood in solemn tribute to the fear-inducing underworld king and queen, now barely stands at all.
I'll be honest, I've never heard of the city of Pyre. I have no idea what its deal is. But it had some affiliation with the underworld?
Yet it stands in my way.
Okay. Zeus?
Something is different with you, niece. You seem so very much alive. Upon the surface here, no less. You cured your curse somehow? Impossible.
Yeah, because the phrasing, before we had unlocked that incantation, seemed to suggest that it was not going to completely remove the curse, just make it a little bit less significant. But the way that Zeus is phrasing it here, and the fact that we've not yet taken any damage from it, suggests that maybe we are, well and truly, putting that in the past. Also, the fact that he referred to us as seeming much more alive is kind of hilarious. So, I mean, we were alive all along, just we were in the underworld, the land of the dead. So, I can see how there's a bit of a blurred line there. Okay, so obviously basic attack would be kind of nice to get that. I don't remember this. What is the Ether Font? Wait. In each encounter, the Ether Font appears in the arena and restores all magic when used. Reappearance time 9 seconds. Oh. So it's basically this thing, like this resource we can pick up off the ground almost, that will restore all of our magic, and it comes back every 9 seconds. And that is useful from a magic restoration standpoint. I'm just... Well, I mean, we do have Selene. You know what? That actually does make some sense. Alright, I don't think we've taken it before. So let's try it. I'm surprised there isn't
The light of the heavens.
a scroll next to it.
Gap in the wall. Pyre's main square.
Okay. Can we take a little bit more time here? Huh? Did we not take the pickaxe? We definitely took the pickaxe. Okay, that was confusing.
A bat cage, but no sign of any bats.
Oh, it's this thing here. I see. I was trying to mine the bronze. I was like, why are you not allowing me to mine the bronze? Okay, that's also a bat cage. Okay, so it doesn't seem like we're taking any damage, so I'm going to poke around a little bit here, because in the past we were always rushing through and not taking in any of the scenery when we got here before.
Some sort of barrier.
So we saw this barrier, we saw that there are these sort of objects in some of the other rooms, and we have to destroy them. Presumably, we have to destroy, what is this, 6? Or, you know, maybe it's a random one out of these 6 is the key one that breaks down the barrier. Who knows? We just have never had enough time to actually test that.
The pathway to the docks is sealed shut by a phantasmal force that neither mortal nor immortal strength can budge.
Okay.
It's drawing strength from shades.
Oh, you can see little shades in those, whatever shape that is. That's cool. Okay. There are a ton of rooms here. Wow. Okay, seemingly a lot more than just 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And assuming there are 6 right here, assuming there's the same number on that side, there would be 12. So I'm getting the feeling that this is sort of like an area where you have the option of going further if you, like, the object that you need to destroy will be in half of these rooms. You don't know in advance, so it's a bit of luck involved. If you do get lucky and have the object show up in all of the first 6 rooms that you choose, you could just zoom through and move on. However, you have the option of voluntarily continuing to get more room rewards. That's what I'm thinking. And that would actually be pretty similar to a specific mechanic from Hades 1. So I could kind of see that being a thing. Oh, that's a lot of shades that we accidentally made free. These guys are tanky. I mean, we did not take an attack, don't get me wrong. So that had something to do with it. Also, that dude did just hit us. Creates a little... It looked like a projectile at first, but then it seemed like a little enemy of sorts that chased after us because we were able to destroy it. I don't believe we have the Arcana card on that gives us the extra damage to enemies that are inside the radius of our cast. Is that little, looks like almost an eyeball, which is also something that is sort of a thing in Hades 1. What? They're coming through the wall! These birds. Do you see that? Wait, do they keep on respawning until I destroy the object? And the object is destroyed. I need to destroy the bigger dude? I'm kind of assuming that was the thing. Okay, obviously we're still learning, because we had to rush through all these rooms in the past.
My understanding was your line could scarce survive beyond the reaches of the underworld. Yet there you are, traipsing about as though not bound by your father's fate. How can this be?
We had a trick or two up our sleeve. Okay, let's see. So, it is very early on in the run. So, sure, a special boon to give us more damage would be nice. Sprint forms cyclones, a little bit of damage from the sprint. But after you enter location prime, a barrier that absorbs 1 instance of damage, we prime 20 magic. I feel like we give that a go. I think we have enough magic. Yeah, oh, it even... I've never taken notice of this before, but when it says prime in the bottom right corner there, it tells you how much magic you currently have, because I've always had to open up this screen to see. That's not necessary. But given how we've done a lot of max magic, starting magic, increases, I think we have that luxury of reserving some, even in the early stages. So that's what restores us the magic. We didn't need it there. Okay, so there are 5 pylons remaining. So we have our pick of the litter, so to speak. Oh, I did not see the hammer. That is the obvious thing we would like to do. Do they change in between rooms? No, okay. No, so that hammer was there all along and I just missed it. Plain and simple. Fair enough. We are definitely taking it. What is your deal? I think we've seen these guys before, actually, come to think of it. They're very large. That's interesting. I'm just throwing in the occasional special there, just to see how that works. We mix it up a little bit. Oh, I don't know order of operations-wise if it matters when we destroy that thing. Oh, that's what releases all the shades. which does give us extra damage. Okay, so that is kind of meaningful in that way. And these guys have armor and theoretically are a little bit stronger. Okay, I think those barrels probably deal a sizable chunk of damage. I'm just guessing here. And that's also a little unfortunate. Assuming this last wave of enemies, learning their tells, which, yeah, admittedly they are. Once you see them, as I walk through the fire, once you see them, they're pretty obvious. The problem is I just don't know what the windows are like. So I'm just reacting to all this stuff. Not able to anticipate as much. Come on, I just want to get your armor down so that I can stun you. Not have you constantly pestering me. We've taken a lot more damage here than I would like to have taken. This room. Hopefully the hammer makes it worth it, of course. We will get some healing still from, I believe, the onion. Yeah, the onion has 43 healing, which we're almost going to use in its entirety upon leaving this room. Okay, so let's see. We've not taken either of these before, so that is a little bit tempting. Your specials fire 2 projectiles, but have less range. Your charge special gains a power shot that deals plus 50% damage and restores magic? Did not expect to see that. Otherwise, our attack deals more damage, or has more range and deals more damage to distant foes. We've definitely, obviously we've taken it before because it doesn't have the scroll. It's not a coincidence, because I'm pretty sure that is sort of amazing. So as much as it is tempting to take the ones we've not taken before, at the same time... Oh, have this? At the same time, to a certain extent, you know, you gotta take the best option every once in a while. Okay, so what else do we like? Given how much damage we've taken, might not be the worst idea to get a little bit of extra health. The fact that it's double health and that's double magic makes me a little curious. I feel like if there were a room that wasn't going to have one of these objects in it, it would probably be the ones that have the double icons, but let's test it out.
Cutthroats.
Ooh, I don't think we've seen you before. You are very quick. Okay, it does have one of those objects in it, though. Maybe they all have that object, and it's just a matter of, it's purely up to you how long you want to go for. Alright, we should be doing a little bit more of that. I do not like these barrel-throwing dudes. This technically isn't one of the barrel-throwing dudes, but he's very similar to the barrel-throwing dude. He looks like it. Oh, that was not the last wave. Those are the barrel-throwing dudes, who, especially when combined with other guys, do make things rather annoying. And deliberately try to do that to deal with you. Those guys did a lot of work. Which is kind of what I was hoping, so I will take it. Oh, those guys go invisible, or nearly invisible. That is devious. Not only are they quick, okay, also, throughout that encounter, did not make much of a point of backing up to make sure that our... What is this? Oh! I've no idea. I'm very curious. I mean, is it a shortcut around the gate to make us advance more quickly? Or is it a bonus room of some variety? I have no idea. We'll try it. I don't know what to make of this yet. I do not understand at the moment what this room is about. Oh. Okay. Is it a free palm for going after more enemies? Okay, this is interesting. I was curious to see what would get upgraded from leveling this up more, because if it gives us more instances of not taking damage, that's incredibly powerful, but reducing the amount of magic we have primed is much less significant. Basically, all of our stuff is magic-oriented to a certain extent. I guess we'll do this. I don't really like those things all that much, so I don't really think it's going to make a huge difference, but we'll see. There are a bunch of fish on the ground. but I don't think they're collectible or anything like that. I mean, theoretically, we can do that in basically any room, because they do come back. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. A little confused there, right? Because that was the room in which we fought some additional enemies. And then we had to go back to the original room. Now we're into the city once again. Okay, so... I mean, especially given how... Oh, there's 2 Hephaestus rooms? There are. Especially given how these are still theoretically relatively early basic enemies, I feel like I am not averse to doing extra rooms here. It's one thing when you're near the end of the game in, like, the, for example, Tartarus, where you have much stronger enemies who are much more capable of dealing large chunks of damage to you. But, sure, these guys are new and we don't really understand what they do yet. But, okay, that was also a bad time to do that. Or was it? Or was it? Yeah, probably would be better to go after that guy. Whoa! There's more of you, I think. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be an actual barrel. Dude! I really would have preferred if you were not able to change the direction of your barrel throw so late in your animation. Okay. Use that range a little bit more. What is that move? Oh, that was not the last wave. That's a little unsettling, a little disconcerting. There's some of those projectiles we can destroy. Might include the barrels themselves, which I'm pretty sure. Yep, he's thrown at us. Go away, eyeballs. Do they just explode on us? I say just. I'm sure they do large chunks of damage. That's a pretty good example of what I was referring to before, though. That those guys that throw the barrels, they will change the angle of the throw very late in the animation, so you need to be ready to dodge for a very long period of time. Okay. Let's take this.
You're here, that's great. Hex says you even got your underworld blood curse sorted, so you're ready for a bit of a long-distance run. Just watch for bumps along the way, but let's speed you past them if we can.
Alright, thanks, Hermes. Remember, Hermes was one of the primary people asking us to go to the surface in the first place. Okay, so we can have our attack, special, and cast all be 15% faster. That sounds incredible. Not only is that functionally a damage per second upgrade, it's very versatile. We don't need to be committed to any one of those things, even if attack is our best option right now because of the hammer upgrade. But the dodge is also tempting just because we have that one instance of avoiding damage there, so we could stack up several things of defenses, several layers of defenses,
And we're off.
and become quite tanky. But, oh, I would have missed whatever this is. Okay, I know we own the fishing rod now, but we are not currently equipping it, and although I was excited to start using it, deliberately did not do so for this run because we needed bronze, but apparently we're going to get the chance to use it anyway. So is it going to be like Hades 1? Because it did exist in Hades 1. Wait for it to jump up. That was not the real thing. That was not the real thing. That is.
Contact.
There we go. We got a roach? What are we in, The Witcher? Or a Franz Kafka novel? Oh. Is this a thing in every room and I just missed it before? Oh, it might be. Not sure what the reward for this one's going to be. I don't know if we saw the reward in the previous one until the very end of the encounter. Maybe they're all palms? You know, some extra coins, and I thought I heard an Aphrodite sound effect. Am I making that up? Not like we just got a random Aphrodite boon. No. Okay. That was just my imagination. But still, a little bit of bonus value there. So it does seem like this is, in general, a floor where we can have a lot of flexibility in terms of how far we want to go, how much optional content we want to take on in order to become more powerful. And remember, the more rooms that we go into, the more opportunities we'll have for some of our Arcana cards to take effect. A little bit of extra Grave Thirst value and bones, but Does the Arcana card show up here? Or no, it's on this page. Which one am I referring to? There might be a couple. The one that I'm primarily thinking of is this. Every 5 locations will get a little bit of extra maximum health and magic. You could go in 5 extra locations just on this floor alone, and maybe twice that if you can go into an optional room within each room, and those might also count. And then you could also heal in between rooms, which if you aren't taking much damage per room, that might be a factor. The small rooms, that might be helpful. These big rooms, that has not generally been the case. What the heck is that house? I'm assuming we probably want to prioritize going after it first. I'm suspicious of it. I don't think we should trust it. I don't know if it spawns enemies. What the heck is... Or makes ginormous explosions, perhaps. Might be a thing. I will admit, I did not really remember what the charge special does. There are more of you guys. I know we really have not been using much in the way of charged abilities yet, and we do have a Hex from Selene for more of these guys, which is a bit of a reason to do it a little bit more, but I still feel like we kind of need some kind of charge skill upgrade before it starts to make sense to go out of our way to spam it, because right now this is working. Simple as it may be. Okay, I am getting suspicious by how often these guys are popping back up. And perhaps we need to do something else first, like, say, destroy this. Otherwise, maybe the enemies will respawn indefinitely. But I can't help but notice, as soon as we did that, it does not seem like the houses came back anymore. Okay, does seem like that is a thing.
Hear me on my authority.
Okay, our specials inflict blitz. Cast causes lightning bolts to strike one foe at a time. Whenever we have no more than 10 magic, all foes are occasionally hit. I think we go simple, straightforward special upgrade here.
I grow strong.
Is there an optional room here as well? Is that a place we can go? No? Is this an optional place we can go? No. This? No. This looks like a thing. Is that just the reflection of the fire in a puddle? Because I'll be honest, I think it is, but I'll be honest, from this angle when we first walked in, I thought that was a slice of Swiss cheese. And I thought we were going to be able to pick it up, and I was all excited, and then we couldn't pick it up, and I was all disappointed. So, you know, to a lesser extent, this one, I didn't really notice that one. But also, we did in the previous area, we did get our first fish, which I know I didn't...
Don't mind me.
Excuse me? What are these guys doing out here? I was under the impression there would not be enemies out here. I mean, I did notice that these were spawning in here. But I kind of just assumed that they were going to spawn in every room no matter what, and that I shouldn't read much into it. Okay. Assuming that we have no limit to how many rooms we can go into, I think we're going to go into all of them. It might be that once we start to get close to meeting the minimum number of rooms, more enemies start to spawn in the city every time, and that's sort of your other factor you need to weigh. But yeah, the fishing existed in Hades 1, and it was pretty similar. It's basically the same mechanically to what it was in Hades 1, which is why I didn't make a huge deal out of it when we did do it there, outside of how we shouldn't have been able to do it in the first place. So basically, it's a timed mini game, I suppose, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, meaning that there's a spot where you go to fish, and that's it. On that occasion, we did not need to destroy this stuff. Strange. Strange. So you walk up to the spot, and you have to wait as there will be little bobs in the water, and there'll be little ones, and if you press the button during those little ones, then you fail, and you don't get anything. Or at least that was the case in Hades 1. But then, if you wait for the big, real one, and you press the button to reel in your rod quickly enough, then you get a fish. And technically, I think there are definitely several different types of fish you can get per floor, and I think the way that it determines which fish you get is based on how quickly you do click the button after you get the proper prompt. But I don't know if that's still the case in Hades 2, or exactly how that works, if it's a guarantee if you respond quickly enough, or if it's just probabilities, but that's the general idea.
What are you doing on this side? You lose your way? Thought you had business on the underworld, not here. Mayhap I'm just a bit out of the loop, is all. You need this stuff or not?
No, we do. Well, we do need it. Let's see, after you sprint for 1 second, use magic, create a blast that damages surrounding foes. That is a lot of damage. It's been a while since we last had at least any meaningful Hephaestus upgrades. I don't remember if we've taken this before. Obviously the 75 armor is a lot, and we've seen that many times, but my question is, does the whole foes' attacks cannot knock you away, is that only the case while we still have that armor, kind of like with the Arachne clothing upgrade she gives us, or even once we lose the armor, are we still unable to be knocked away? I mean, I'll be honest though, I'm not sure that makes a huge difference. Enter location prime to gain armor until the next location. So basically we start every room with 10 armor, but it's going to cost us 30 magic. Want to be a little bit careful about being too aggressive with priming magic, because we have already primed a little bit, and we have had runs where we've primed all of our magic and broken our setup. We're not there yet, but unless we find things that we really like that prime magic, I think we hold off on that stuff. So I do like this a lot. That's a lot of damage. Okay, we can go into potentially either of these. Let's try it. Okay, it's one of the big house things, which we have not yet seen. So I don't know how it differs from the non-armored houses. Usually, in addition to being tankier, there's some other additional ability, but maybe that doesn't matter, because maybe we'll just take it out. And on this occasion, we'll get a golden urn, 2 golden urns, as well. Can our dash actually hit other things, like inanimate objects? Or on this occasion, we're getting max health upgrade. I mean, this is very generous. I'm starting to get a little suspicious now. And we can go in here. We no longer need any pylons, so the question remains, once we get out of this little bonus area, are we going to still have the option of going further, or is the game going to force our hand and require that we proceed? Okay, this time it's a free palm. Because, I mean, if you go through all of these rooms, including the bonus rooms, then this starts to feel like it's almost 2 floors worth of rooms. Okay, I think we go for the extra area damage, because that's 100 extra damage. That is nothing to snuff at. And no joke, is our largest source of damage right now. Okay. Now this is the room where we fought some people. This is the main city. There might be more enemies out here again. Oh, okay. Does it force us? Does it force us? It looks like it does. Okay. So I was not sure. I was kinda acting on the assumption that we were gonna be able to go into all of them if we wanted to. You know, what did we miss? We missed double magic up there. That's fine. You know, I deliberately did not do that one. We missed another Hephaestus, maybe another Zeus as well. Might have made sense to double Hephaestus and potentially get some synergies from that, but looks like shop, and then I'm assuming it's a boss after this. Oh, also bear in mind, using those, using that sprint damage does spend magic. And just from walking around this room, we've spent almost all of our magic. So that is a little bit of cause for concern. Might be reason not to just hold down the sprint button. Okay, this is interesting. So that is obviously going to be a boss. That is the boss icon. Then it's wool, which is the reward if we complete it. And that is something we've gotten once or twice, either from prophecies or from odd situations. So we do not currently have a way to repeatedly acquire it. So, and therefore there are several crafting recipes that we would like to get that for. And we do have 667 gold right now, so I think we can get pretty aggressive on that front.
We got him finally, Lord Charon. The Titan can be slain, if but to complicate his schemes a little while, till we can put a stop to him for good.
And we do not know what is the final encounter going to the surface. I had kind of assumed it was going to be Kronos either way, but perhaps not. And after we defeated Kronos going down for the first time, the game kind of implied that the final room, the final area, I'm trying not to say final destination because that's a different thing, it going upward is not yet in the game. Like, they're working on it but haven't added it yet. So, I don't know.
Yes, my father's throne shall be restored.
Okay. We might have one of the nectars remaining, but if not, it might be 0. So I think we'd still take this. And the question, we're going to take both these. The question is just order of operations wise, do we want to upgrade potentially have the option of upgrading this Aphrodite boon, or would we rather upgrade one of our existing boons? This can't be upgraded. This, not a huge fan of, doesn't make that big of a difference. That could be kind of nice to upgrade. This could be nice to upgrade as well. We didn't get that option last time, I don't think, so that could be worth going for. Okay. Granted, we did not get it. So I think this time we will once again go for the extra sprint damage. Now whoa. Talk about diminishing returns. It was 100 extra damage last time, now it is just 50. So it is significantly less from that upgrade. I think it is still the best option amongst those, though.
You have a real understanding with that boatman, haven't you? He's such a solitary soul. Rugged, tall, powerfully built.
Alright, Aphrodite. Okay, so I am a huge fan of the Aphrodite attack, just because the number for the damage is huge. Even with a common level 1 boon, it's the equivalent of probably the heroic rarity boons for many of the other gods and goddesses. However, it's only for attacks to nearby foes, and we have a hammer upgrade that increases the range of our attack. So, I mean, you could make the case that this makes it so that regardless of the range, we're dealing some form of bonus damage, but I think we want to focus more on the long-range stuff. After you enter location, prime 20 magic in order to gain base power on the attack. Now, that is more tempting than, I forget what the bonus was from the other prime boon that we saw before. But this is more tempting to me. Although life affirmation, giving us a max life early on, gives us lots of time to benefit from that, so that is tempting as well. I like both of these. This is no immediate benefit. This does give us an immediate benefit. Might go for this just for that reason, especially since we're about to go into a boss fight. Although our primary source of damage is coming from a dash that is going to use up a whole bunch of... Well, we have magic restoration. We do have actually a fair bit of magic restoration. Okay, so I don't know who this boss is, but I actually have a theory. Because if my Greek mythology memory is serving me correctly, there was was it a golden wool or some super special magic wool that was guarded by a specific monster that was supposed to make it just about impossible for anyone to take it, even though everyone wanted this wool. And then there was this young boy who somehow found a way to steal said wool from said monster, and the gods and goddesses were so impressed that they made that person into a god. Said person was Hermes. Now, granted, my memory may be totally wrong on that, but if that is true, then my guess is Polyphemus, the big Cyclops. So we'll see. That looks like a Cyclops. Although he has a lot more than one eye.
You frighten my sheep. That's a real no-no in this town.
Wait. Are we talking metaphorical sheep, or were there actual sheep that we scared? Because I don't remember seeing those.
I apologize for my transgression, Cyclops. What do I owe you for the inconvenience? I can pay.
We did spend a pretty penny in that previous shop, but we still have some cash to burn.
Oh, you pay. The punishment's getting eaten alive.
Oh.
By me. Sorry, I don't make the rules.
What? Who does then? Okay, well, for what it's worth, we can get a closer look at what he looks like from his 2D art here. You can see the one eye on his head. The fact that he has extra eyes painted, I think, onto his chest. I don't think those are actual eyes on his chest, otherwise that is deeply disturbing. Also, you know, the fact that the way that his clothing is colored and decorated makes it look like that's almost like a face. I'd rather not think of that too much. Alright.
That seems unusually strict. There's no use following a senseless code of law.
I am curious who's the maker of said law.
Only kidding. I do make the rules.
Oh, okay.
And I get real tired. Only eating sheep.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
I know who you
Okay.
are.
It is Polyphemus.
Just
Okay. Big stomp. That creates a shockwave that we can dash through, and then he has that attack. And then he does that afterward. It's a quicker attack. Oh! That's interesting! Is he technically blind? And therefore he can only target us based on where we are? When we attack or something like that? That's how he bases his moves? I don't know, but if so, that is extremely clever. I got greedy there. Oh, we resisted that. The sheep. Do we destroy them? Do we make sure that he doesn't get them? I feel like we are supposed to make sure that he doesn't get them. I'm pretty sure it's bad if he gets them. I think. Ooh. But I don't really know. It doesn't seem like the sheep deal damage to us directly. Oh, I thought I was far enough away from that to not get hit. Do we have that kind of range? No, we do not. Oh, spotted. Interesting. Is it only during... Oh, we took a hefty chunk of damage there. Is it only during that phase? Ooh, I do not like these guys, as I have said many times before. Oh, we do also have this sprint, though. And we do also have this Selenium boon that we can actually stand to benefit from. One moment. Dash. Oh, I was on dash cooldown. That is unfortunate timing. Do this again? I'm assuming that the little zombie dudes will continue to respawn. Oh, the barrels also are what creates the fire on the ground. I did not realize that was the source of it until just now. Oh, okay, I admittedly was not paying the closest of attention directly to Polyphemus. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's stomping. He do be stomping. Oh.
Can't go full blast.
We lost track of him. Oh. He's doing little stomps. Oh, and that's what brings up the zombies. Another immunity phase. Or at least adds phase. Whoa, what is that? That's different. Oh, he can damage us while he's mid-jump? That I don't like that. That feels a little misleading / cheap. feels like, oh, we are about to use Death Defiance, which, to be fair, is probably something that we would have reasonably expected to happen our first time fighting this dude. That I don't know how to avoid. Besides just dashing straight through, which I did not have the right angle to do. He is almost down. So, you know, it was potentially still possible for us to avoid using that Death Defiance after. Let's maybe focus on the task at hand here. Not get too carried away, because we would rather not do that and burn through additional Death Defiances. Okay, I thought that he was not facing us, and therefore he was not able to damage us. Oh, that has limited range. Okay, I did not know that. There we go. Okay, we very nearly blew another Death Defiance, but again, I think that's okay. This is mostly about us learning these new encounters we never had before. So we do get the wool. Okay, he's just sleeping. But yeah, the wool, I think, will help us for several potential crafts. We might need a little bit more than just one, though. I don't recall.
Must be where Polyphemus lives. Ugh.
Well, hold on a second. A lot of golden urns. Could certainly use the healing. Fortunately, we have 164 health right now, which is a pretty huge number. Okay, this is used up, so we definitely do want to switch that to something else. It might make sense for us to throw on the Luckier Tooth, given how we've already blown through one of our Death Defiances. Alternatively, I mean, we could try using the Engraved Pin, but I feel like that's probably best for when we have a little bit of a better sense of what we're dealing with. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. In fact, oh, that's reason enough to go down after you had a successful Chronos run, because getting 20% bonus damage on Chronos is nice. Granted, you know, if we were to upgrade this Evil Eye further, it would make more of a difference. 20% damage is nice, but it's not like it's game-changing damage. If this goes up by 10% every level, and, you know, at rank 3 it's 40% damage, then suddenly you have a very strong reason to go straight after Chronos again after a successful run. Whereas if you have an unsuccessful run, something other than Chronos kills you, I guess technically if Chronos is the thing that kills you at the very end of the run, then that is still the case. Okay, maybe it's not as big of a deal. But the other thing we could potentially use would be the Silken Sash. It's another more defensive keepsake, although it does rely on us not taking that much damage, which is probably not something we can count on when we're going into the second floor that we've never been to before. So the enemies will be stronger, and we have no idea what we're dealing with. So I think we just keep it simple, good Luckier Tooth. Okay, and notably, I am not sure if we have the incantation that gives us the little mini shop in between rooms when we're going up, or in between floors when we're going up. That might only be the case for when we go down. So I think we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled as to whether we're going to get that option in the future. This is interesting. Polyphemus' home. Okay, so where are we going?
A harbor.
A harbor. Oh. That's
Scuttled ship.
something. Oh, I think we did see one upgrade that required at least one of those sticks or branches, whatever they're called. That looks a little intimidating. Not gonna lie. Okay, that's the direction we're supposed to go.
Oh?
Oh, wait a second. Is this the cat from the crossroads that left several runs ago, a while ago at this point? Because we obviously unlocked Phrynos, and we haven't really given it much thought since then. We've just kind of taken him for granted to a certain extent. But this might be a familiar that we can use in the future.
Are you lost, little
That would be
one?
my guess.
Ran off.
So my hope is that we'll find that cat back at the crossroads, and then after chatting with it there, we'll have the opportunity to switch between Phrynos and whatever, whoever that cat is and whatever bonuses it gives us. Because it has been a little strange that we've only had one potential familiar for a while now, but, I mean, makes sense given how the bottleneck was we didn't make it far enough in the going up to the surface. Okay, so still not clear where exactly this goes. That hourglass was previously an icon for Kronos.
This must have been the closest ship. I'll take it.
Okay, I mean, if we can just stun lock you, I will take that. Because... oh, except I saw that. Sort of. That's kind of similar to the effect of the Polyphemus move. At least one of Polyphemus's moves.
That strange wheel.
Oh, this is cool. Okay, is this going to be... Oh, hold on. What do we have here? Boulders or something like that, which is another thing that apparently we need. I vaguely recall seeing that. So this reminds me of another type of room from Hades 1, the Barge of Death, which was a... Technically, it was listed as a mini-boss encounter on the little room preview, although it didn't actually have a boss in it. It was just a much smaller space with a lot of enemies that crowded around you, so it was treated as if it was a difficult room. So it looks similar to that, but it looks like this is going to mechanically be a series of linear rooms where we choose between these two to select which side we want to go. Now, Psyche, we've had a little bit more trouble as of late trying to find ways to benefit from our extra grasp. And it might just be that we need even more grasp, but I'm a little more reluctant to go this route now. Maybe we go Ashes here. And that dictates which side, or which direction the ship turns. That's also a cool touch. I thought it was just going to be, you know, we'll go in a slightly different direction. We will walk in a slightly different direction, like, you know, the left door will open up instead of the right door, functionally. Okay, you guys do have a ranged attack, apparently. Also, for what it's worth, we did upgrade our special. So I've just been spamming our attack because we have the boon, or the hammer upgrade for our basic attack, at least when we're doing range stuff. But we do have this. Oh, that's actually significantly faster, for what it's worth. It does have, I think, even more range than our increased range basic attack does. Oh, that was bad. I also did not catch if we healed up in between these little mini rooms or not. Do these count as separate rooms from that standpoint? Oh, we do have the option to transform. I forgot about that. That was a recently acquired Arcana. Sure, let's do it.
Transform.
Okay, we get gold out of it, which is probably not as good as if we had gotten a full-blown boon. Oh. I expected for us to keep on going this way, but I guess no, again, because the boat is turning, not turning into this long, extended hallway that keeps extending. I guess the doorways, air quotes, will continue to be in the same spot. Let's go for Hephaestus, I think. We've already had a lot of stuff happen with the palms, which has... You know, our best boons have already gotten diminishing returns. Significant diminishing returns at that. But technically, we open up with the special, if that's the ideal way to do it, or fast enough at least, because that curses the enemies. It makes them eventually take more damage. Once we hit them with even more damage. We're trying to, optimize. That's the way to do it. Should also throw in the cast for the sake of freezing the enemies a little bit. Preventing them from doing their special stuffs. Ooh, okay. We're taking this really slow and steady, which I think is the right way to do it, just because we haven't faced these guys before. So, keeping it simple, deliberately.
In the name of Hades.
Don't think we'll gift. Not right now, at least. Let's see. Oh, this is actually an exchange. What do we lose? What is that one? That's this, which we've already upgraded once. Oh, okay, we do keep the level if we swap it It's the one that's giving us the... It's our primary source of magic restoration, so I think we might want to keep that. Even though... This is nice, especially early on in a run. And it is also magic restoration. Ooh, you know what? We might take that then. Ooh, vent is very nice. So, I mean, getting something on our attack is helpful as well, because we have an attack-based boon, or attack-based hammer upgrade that's pretty effective. So all these are viable. This is obviously the highest rarity, but it is in large part because we're exchanging an existing boon. I think we go for this, and then we hope for Blast Furnace later.
Need to get off this ship.
Oh. So soon? Okay. Another ship? It would appear. I tried to freeze you. Didn't work so well. Okay, careful of that. I think we're far enough away that we're still okay, and that's why I wanted to take the Hephaestus boon. Because I remember it's been a while, but it was very effective in the past. I mean, we have to take Demeter here, right? We, yes, are using some magic, kind of, sort of, a little bit, but not aggressively. At least not that aggressively. It's an animate sword. It is not inanimate. Now there are several of them. They are a little bit tough to see. Okay, you guys are about to do some smash attacks. I would like to not be standing here right now. Ooh, sneaky sword. I would like to get rid of you. Ideally, that moved me in a direction that I did not think I was moving, which was a little deceptive. There is still a sword. There is no longer a sword. That also did not hit anything. That did. Ooh, okay. That's where you see stacking the Hephaestus stuff can really add up, which is why I ideally would have liked to have gotten that other Hephaestus boon from the city. But we were not able to do so. Okay. Now this... Let's see. Oh, and I think we learned that this... Is it the cast? Or is it the special? No, I think it was the cast. Is our single most commonly taken boon. Not a coincidence, because I really like this for facilitating the freeze. It doesn't have to be your primary source of damage, but for support purposes, it's very useful. Charge attack deals more damage, but uses additional magic. Plus 75. I don't love the charge attack on this weapon. It increases your AoE, but it feels like it's not as big of a deal from a pure damage standpoint. Which, I mean, granted, we were holding back on the charge attack on the torches before, and it turned out that was the key to our success, so I want to be a little bit careful that we don't get too complacent relying on our basic attack and overlooking the charge attack here, but we have to take it. We have to take the boon that I like more than, or well, that I've taken more than anything else. Okay, we only have one choice now. That's interesting. I did not expect that.
Dead ahead.
Oh! What the heck? Who are you? Okay, you do that, apparently, because you are the same type of enemy. Guess now that's more effective. Okay, you can see the Demeter plus... Oh, what does that do? Okay, no, those are the same types of dudes we've seen before. They just have armor this time. Ow, and that one I absolutely should have dodged out of the way of. But the combination of Demeter and Hephaestus looks pretty sweet. Okay.
Vengeance.
Selene is now going to give us... Okay, what I would love to see would be something that gives us upgrades every time we use it, because we can technically spam our Hex repeatedly. Although, I think we've seen in some other instances, the game kind of prevents us from just spending magic when there are no enemies and farming Hex uses, so maybe that doesn't work after all, but let's see. Well, Hex is not ready, we move faster. Hex says, well, I mean, we do not have a ton of points to work with, but I suppose we should at least check what this does. Hex also inflicts the effect of your dash boon on up to 5 foes. Our dash boon is really powerful. That would actually be insane. That would actually be incredibly powerful. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you would let me go to the one that I'm trying to go to. 4, 5, 6 is how many it takes to get there. So we're not there yet, but it is potentially possible to do that. Just see which direction we prefer. Hex deals plus 20% damage to armor. Charges up automatically as though you use one magic every 1 second. It's kind of helpful if we're trying to spam the Hex. Hex has more power. And the one that is incredibly difficult to select automatically charges up. Okay, so we're going to get that at least a little bit. Pretty much no matter what. Oh. You know, we're going to get a lot of that. Pretty much no matter what. In fact, there's no difference between which path we take. Unless we are potentially considering sidestepping and going up here. Hex deals damage before you rise up. After using Hex, you are impervious for 1 second. It's kind of nice because our Hex that we're using here, the Howl, does have us charge right on top of enemies, making us a little bit vulnerable. So there is something to be said for that. I might go the southern route here, and then I don't think I'm going to go down for this. Just because I do want to get us close enough that we are in range with a subsequent Selene upgrade to get this.
Selene's hidden strength.
Shine ever brighter.
But because we can pick those things up to restore our magic, and we can spend our magic whenever we want, well, with that and with obviously any charge attack, gives us some flexibility. Okay. So this, I'm not sure what to make of. So usually that would be for a new floor. Wait, is that the icon we got for walking on the next room of the boat before? I guess it was. Look at how big that is. Ooh, we did get a ranged dude spawning behind us. Now he's in front of us. I kind of like, to be honest, because now we can actually get rid of... Oh, he's not dead. I thought he was. Now he is.
Sailing on.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'll be honest, I forgot that that was going to immediately spawn in the additional enemies. In fact, did I pick up the... What was the reward for this room? Was there one? There might not have been. That is convenient, but as I was saying, it does make us vulnerable. Also, there are a lot of little skull dudes. I don't know if you noticed. It is a little hard to dodge them all. Okay. Although if we were to do that, I feel like that could prove to be very helpful. Yeah, so we just need to be very mindful of, immediately after doing our Hex, dodging or attacking the enemies that are going to be straight in front of us. Yeah, we're probably going to nab that. Ooh, didn't really want to do that, though. Okay, so we have been going for a while now on this floor. I mean, it's kind of hard to get a feel for how many rooms there are on this floor, but I'm assuming that this shop means the next enemy is going to be the boss.
To the next vessel.
Charon's got a big boat now.
Black flagship.
Is this his main boat? That would be really cool. Oh, don't mind if we do. Okay. Oh, he's at the steering wheel. That's fantastic. Wait, we can't talk to him? Oh, he's busy. He's busy. He has a job to do here. Okay, we have almost 1,000 coins. So, yes, once again, we should buy everything here. Because, oh! Maybe this is just a normal shop, and is not necessarily the next, or the last room before the boss. It seems like that's sparkling and is trying to tell us that there's lore that we can listen to here. But, I don't actually think that is the case. I think it's just sparkly because Charon has lots of money. That's kind of his thing. What is it? Collecting a coin from the dead? Or does he put a coin in, like, the dead's mouth when he collects them? It's a thing, trust me. I'm getting it wrong. It's one of those two things.
I have something for you.
Okay, Aphrodite. Any max life rewards are better. We saw this earlier, I think, but we chose not to take it, in large part because it didn't give us an immediate improvement. Now it's perhaps a little bit late. I mean, we do still have, what? Do we have two respawns left? I almost said Rekindling, which is a different game by the same developers, Supergiant. A similar mechanic. No, Death Defiance is the term I'm looking for. In which case, you know, maybe we can last long enough that this will start to pay off. Gain a chance to dodge for each... Oh, have we seen this before? We've 3 of the air boons. So we'd have a 9% chance to dodge, which I think there was a previous boon that gave us a 10% chance to dodge. So if you look at it that way, you know, it's pretty much the same value as that already, and then has some long-term potential if we get even more air boons, if I'm remembering what the number was from that one. Deal more damage while you have at least 80% health. Oh, deal more damage, period. While you have at least 80% health, it's a larger damage bonus. Okay, I feel like that got reworked. I feel like that damage previously was only active when you were on high health, or I saw that threshold and immediately disregarded those things, so we almost always have low health when we see this pop up. But at least it is 10% even when we are on low health, which is currently the case. So maybe we do take this, even though this has the most long-term potential. Well, this does too. Let's take this, because I'm not sure we've had it before. Okay, and the reason why I said upgraded was just based on how many of those air boons we had. Okay, that works. I think we've gotten everything in here. It's a little hard to tell with all the shiny, sparkly stuff. Oh, I thought we got stuck back here for a second. Don't worry. Oh, sorry, Charon. Maybe you do need to worry, though. Okay, where next? This looks like a normal encounter of sorts. Just with lots of enemies in it. Which means I should probably drop that. Oh, that's a lot of dudes. Like a whole lot of dudes. That thing explodes, apparently, into a huge pit of fire. Does that ever go away? Well, this is a convenient way to traverse that. Oh. That was extremely convenient. Okay, max health or palm? I mean, I was saying no to the palm before. We have enough boons now that maybe we could stand to benefit from it. And the special upgrade would be helpful. The attack upgrade would be helpful now. Okay, well, maybe we'll give it a shot. Well, on the other hand, we could use basically all the health we can get at this point. Maybe we do take this. Maybe we do take this. Okay, the fire is still there, for what it's worth. The fire is, in fact, still there. Have we seen those guys before? Are those the dudes we saw previously? I think so. Okay, that was bad. Don't mind if we do. Sneak up behind you. I'm pretty sure all we did was go all nothing personnel kid and not actually deal direct damage with that. I'm pretty sure we missed, but alas. Okay.
Exit gateway activated.
Okay, the fire now goes away. Okay, it does feel like these boats are getting increasingly crowded, but these Hephaestus boons are coming up pretty clutch, if I do say so myself. Okay, I think we are definitely once again taking health here. If I'd known we were going to get health from this room, maybe I would have taken the palm in the previous one. So be it. One down. Oh, I recognize you as a different version of some of the enemies we've seen going down, but we've definitely not seen you before on this run, going to the surface. Okay, that's going to cause a whole bunch of fire, I assume. Oh, and you guys do create a whole bunch of projectiles. I know we have this, so I will use it now, once the enemies are nice and clustered together. Granted, I would like to not be right in the middle of all that for long. Okay, careful of that as well. And I dodged out of one attack and into 2 others, which is generally not a great idea. That's also a place that I do not really want to be right now. There's still an enemy left? There is, in fact, still an enemy left. Okay, took some not so great damage there, but fortunately, taking those hearts are kind of counteracting the bad damage we've taken. And now I'm guessing that this is the last shop before the boss fight. And we still have 779 coins, somehow. So we can still get very aggressive here.
A small discovery.
Going all this way, my lord.
Yeah, it's not like we didn't just see him. Okay, this is not us going through the doorway. This is us collecting whatever this is. Oh! I thought that was like...
Some iron.
I thought that was a... pile of potatoes, is what it looked like. Why there was a pile of potatoes in the corner, I didn't know. But it was a new place, so I wasn't gonna ask too many questions. Okay.
Now distant shores upon which proudly rests the mountain of the gods have suddenly grown near, and the black flagship is prepared to send the princess there.
Oh, I just got an idea of who I think the boss, or what I think the boss we're about to face might be.
The coast is dead ahead.
Because we've been on the water for all this time. And in fact, we have mentioned this thing on at least one or two prior occasions, and it has a very strong tie to the second boss going down, which is, I don't know if that was intentional, if this is in fact who I'm anticipating it's gonna, or what I'm anticipating it's gonna end up being, but if that was intentional, that is very clever. Because, in the Odyssey, as Odysseus was on his way home from the Trojan War, as I was mentioning previously, he had two potential pathways he could go as he was in his ship sailing back. One option was to go past Scylla, who was capable of basically stealing, for lack of a better term, kidnapping, and then eating 6 of his crewmates. Because she had like 6 mouths, which is why I thought she was a 6-headed sea monster previously, although technically she's a siren, you know, that's beside the point. But the other option was Charybdis, a whirlpool of some sort. Not exactly sure if it was technically just a permanent whirlpool, or if there was actually some sort of monster or demon who was behind all that happening, but that was the option that Odysseus chose not to take because he assumed that that would sink his entire ship and take all of his crew rather than just 6 people that Scylla would have taken. So I'm guessing that that is what we're about to face here. I don't know how we're about to fight a whirlpool, unless, you know, it is actually a demon or you know, monster of some variety who's behind that whirlpool. Okay, hold on. We have some very interesting options here. So we have another infusion. Your attack and special deals more damage for each earth boon that we have. We only have 2 at the moment, so that's 10% damage bonus for both attack and special. I mean, it's a little tough to prioritize that since we already have an infusion for air boons, wherever that one is from Aphrodite. Here it is. So, you know, obviously we're not going to be able to do exclusively air boons. There aren't any right now. But, you know, if we're trying to split ourselves between 2 different types of boons, then we're going to have fewer boons of a given category. So, there is this duo boon. Your blast effects from Hephaestus clear freeze, so you can inflict it again right after. We might have gotten this before, but I really like the freeze. I really like the Hephaestus hammer attacks, so I think we take this. And usually the duo boon is a no-brainer, or a near no-brainer. They're really rare. Okay, we did just get a Charon card, which is good, because I think we needed 1 more to get a big Charon shipment. We might as well get that, because for all we know, this might be the last chance we have to ever spend our coinage. So, alright. We have 2 Death Defiances left. We have 97 health, which is not a ton, but it's not horrible either. And we're going to face some sort of boss. I have my theory, as I said, for what it's going to be. Also, I recognize that crafting reward as what we need for one of the really good Arcana cards. So that would be amazing if we could pick that up, because I think we only needed 1 of them to make that happen. But let's jump in. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, what? That's Eris.
You made it.
Uh-oh. Are you the actual boss?
What a coincidence running into you like this so far away from home. Where are you headed? Maybe I could give you a lift.
Is she the actual boss, or is she just going to make our lives even more difficult against the boss. Because that's what she did when we were going down on our first few runs. And this is our first time making it this far, going up. Yeah, I think I know what she's here to do. She's just gonna make us take more damage, or do something else to debuff us.
You know perfectly well where I'm headed, and I can get there on my own, thanks.
She is the goddess of strife.
You sure about that? Because it looks like you've been having a pretty rough night so far, and it's only going to get worse.
Ow, strife incarnate, why?
I don't care for your insinuations here, Eris. Speak plain, or get out of my way.
If we've already had a difficult night, then surely that means we've had sufficient strife, and you do not need to add to that.
Oh, I'll speak plain. You're boring, I don't like you, and you don't get to order me around.
Oh. Okay, I don't think I like where this is going. She is the boss? She is the boss! I did not expect that. She does have a gun. Okay, so my theory was definitely wrong in that case. What the heck? So obviously my theory was wrong about who the boss was going to be. Hello. Okay, theoretically, we can do this repeatedly. We can run around her, freeze her with the cast, and farm damage on her that way, kind of, sort of. If we nab this. Oh, okay. Well, that goes on for a while now, doesn't it? Oh, that was not where I wanted you to go. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't like the looks of that. Oh, okay. I will not stand there then. If you say so. Oh, plus 100% damage? Oh, we take 100% additional damage. I don't like the sound of that. I assume that's the case for the rest of this fight. Okay, don't stand there. Okay, that move is pretty quick. Okay. And she follows up with one of those. Okay, okay. I'll take your word for it. I missed. Okay. That was a good opportunity to do this. We can at least still deal damage to her, even when we're running from her attack like that, which is quite convenient, I must say. Dodge. Now she's gonna do more of that stuff. She's gonna do her charge attack, which... Oh, okay. Yup, if she hits us with it, it certainly hurts. Can confirm. Oh, okay. Adds phase. Gotcha. Oh, she's still here, though. She's still here, though. I did not realize that at first. I did not realize that at first. Okay, I think we got rid of them all. Now she's back, of course. Oh, another invulnerability phase. Quickly nab this. Even more of a damage debuff? I mean, I get it. It's her thing. But it's getting a little ridiculous now. Can we not agree? Oh, okay. Oh, I lost track of where she was for a second there. Oh, okay. That was close. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Just right there. Do this. Oh no! I walked into that one. Oh my god, that hits like a truck! There's so many debuffs at this point. Oh, that was very poorly timed. Have we seen these enemies before? Because I don't think we have. And once again, she's still here, and I was spamming the dodge button, but we were on dodge cooldown, apparently. Oh, they create little whirlwinds of damage. Oh, there's more of them. I thought she was... I thought the siren things were done. was functionally a dodge, I guess. Not again. Okay. Where is she? Where is she? She's doing that. That attack is just so brutal. She will come back, even during this phase. Oh, that's bad. That was very poor timing. Nope, stay there. Okay, I mean, we've gotten pretty far in this fight, but we're through our death defiances, and that means this is gonna annihilate us. Okay, it does have limited range, but one more hit and we're basically dead. No! I was trying to get one more of the Hephaestus hammers, Hephaestus plus Demeter combos to work there. And it was almost enough to make it work, but that is a very interesting encounter. I was not expecting that, and mechanically, it is very different, which I like. At least from a first impression standpoint, I could potentially see that turning into a very frustrating encounter with that crazy damage debuffs that she gives us, but only time will tell.
How can a daughter of Nyx turn against us? And give me such a drubbing, too.
Oh, I hope she's not here in the crossroads now. If she is, that's not gonna be good. She is not gonna let us hear the end of that.
Vengeance for my family.
Okay, so we did get some good crafting materials, in theory. We didn't get the one last thing, that golden apple that I was hoping we would get from that Eris fight. We did almost defeat her. We got kind of close. And then, of course, we learned a whole lot about the different types of enemies, including several bosses, what the floors are like, because even that gets mechanically a little bit different.
Hey, where have you been? You smell. Not in a bad way, necessarily, and I don't know how I can smell or remember how to smell, so that is weird.
I was up top. Must be the sea air and the salt, distinct from Oceanus down below. I sailed across the waters toward Olympus on a ship.
Exciting. I was right here the whole time.
Alright, Dora. Okay, I imagine you would have something to say about that.
Eris outright attacked me, just as I was approaching Mount Olympus. Who gave her the adamant rail anyway? A weapon once used to slay titans, turned against the gods.
Yeah, so that is a minor spoiler, but I think I've, if not outright mentioned it, at least alluded to it on several occasions. That is a weapon in Hades 1. I honestly forget if the base version of it is named after Eris, or if there's, some other things about it that eventually are named after her. So, but it's understandable that that's the weapon that she has, and we even recognized it as soon as we saw Eris in the very first time round when we were going downward.
The rail has turned against the gods before. Only the fates know its true and final purpose. But Eris has it by their own decree. Perhaps as a plaything to keep her occupied.
Oh, kids don't play with guns.
To keep me occupied, apparently. Makes me wonder if the fates want Chronos stopped or not. Did you and Eris ever fight like this?
Oh yes, much as I tried to avoid it.
I mean, if she's Strife incarnate, I feel like it is impossible to avoid conflict with her.
Let me see.
Okay, well, not really sure there are specific things we're looking for there. Oh no, she is here. Oh, she's gonna rub it in so much that she just killed us. Oh gosh. This is gonna be the worst.
You traitor. How dare you stand against me and our cause? And of all the nerve to show your face again here. You'll be cast out for what you've done.
Sorry, babe, but I'm not going anywhere. Thank Nyx and Hecate and their unbreakable oaths. Besides, you got me all wrong.
Don't you dare Alice in Chains reference me.
Oh, perhaps I merely mistook you for one of Nyx's other daughters who readily shot at me using the rail of adamant.
No, that was me all right, and I had a great time. But I take umbrage with the traitor thing. Think I made clear I wasn't on your side.
Oh, okay, if she was never on our side to begin with, then technically her defying us now means she was never a traitor. Okay, alright, technically. If we're being pedantic, I guess you're right.
Then you serve Kronos.
Sure.
I kind of... More like chaos in general, it feels like. Well, chaos the concept, not chaos the primordial being. Okay, anything going on over here? Because I feel like, given how this is a recent addition, this area, I may at times accidentally overlook it. But this might be the place where we have some of those upgrades we're looking for. Let's see.
Epiphany.
Ooh, this is the big one we're looking for. We need one more bronze. That hurts. That hurts. I don't think we can buy it from the shopkeeper. If we could, I would be really tempted, because this is, I'm anticipating, going to be a very big upgrade. This is new, though. Or is this the... Wait. Reveal a hidden isle in the Rift of Thessaly, where you may restore some health amid the tumult. I will be honest, is the Rift of Thessaly... Is that the city where we were initially on the first floor, or is that the second floor where we were on the boats? I don't remember. I don't know if we even got the official name of those places while we were there. We did for the city. Oh, something to cost rubbish and moss. Wait, what is this? Make use of all seeing bats in their cages around the city of Ephira. Okay, so that's the first floor. So I assume this is the second floor then? To better orient yourself there. Oh. Huh. Okay. I'm a little intrigued. What kind of better orientation are we talking about here? I mean, we already know what the end reward is in each of the rooms within the city. So it's not that. I don't know what else it would tell us, though. I'm curious. Sure. It's not like we're using moss or rubbish for anything else right now, I don't think.
So mote it be.
Alright, and apparently... Oh, I was waiting for Hecate to say something. Hecate is not there. Okay, this is new. Activate warding circles found throughout Erebus and use them to your advantage. Once touched during encounters, these repel foes and their strikes for 5 seconds. Are those the circles on the ground with the designs on them that I was anticipating were going to be the places where we use the shovel, only to later find out that that is not the case? And then probably said immediately thereafter, oh, that's weird, you would think these would do something, and maybe this is the thing we've been waiting for. We have not yet seen a mandrake, though. We don't know how to get those, so that is still a roadblock, a bottleneck there. Maybe it's, you know, taken the shovel up to the surface somewhere? First floor, second floor? Okay, this should be doable. Whenever you... Oh, the cattails, in fact, I think we planted some. So it's probably worth picking some up to do that. Whenever you gain, pick up Psyche, you gain extra magic. Okay, so we actually do need Psyche to make that happen. We also don't have the mandrakes for that either, though, so it's not a super... It's not like that is the thing preventing us from doing that upgrade right now. This does very much intrigue me. It is pretty expensive, though, between the garlic and the nectar and the wool. We now know how to get wool, so that's saying something. The garlic, I think we have some seeds for it. We might be able to harvest a little bit of that now, but I don't think we're about to get 5. And we can technically buy nectar from the shop if we need to. This, I think, was what I was thinking about in terms of stuff we needed wood to get that we already knew of. I think there might have been one new upgrade that we just got for that as well. This I would like to get. But what is this guy? Costs marble and Z-sand? Hold on. Marble is the mineable metal from Tartarus, and Z-sand, I believe, is the resource from defeating Kronos. So this is extremely valuable stuff here. Persuade the learned sage to appear, with whom you may review the outcomes of your every night. A wizened sage renowned for wisdom and knowledge in life and in death. So we do have a shade who does something kind of similar to that. It's not immediately obvious to me what incremental information we'll get from this, and given the hefty cost, I think there's at least one other thing that costs this Z-Sand. I'm reluctant to pay that steep price, at least until we have a little more those resources to burn. Odysseus is not here. Can get some of those cattails, and then this is more of the resource, the plantable resource we got from the Chaos Room. We needed some of it for the incantation that allowed us to go up to the surface. No idea if we're ever going to need it for anything else in the future, but the fact that we have actually a fair bit of it to spare is kind of nice. Okay, let's make this upgrade that required the cattails. Yeah, so now we benefit from getting ashes. So, for what it's worth, we've, after doing this,
into the pot.
We'll get some benefits from collecting ashes
Complete my spell.
On the current run that we are on. That is not yet the case for Psyche. So if we find ourselves choosing between those two things, which is often the case, that is technically a meaningful tiebreaker. Okay. Oh, we did order something from Charon. Okay, and we're still waiting for that. Gotcha. Okay. Out of curiosity, I'm assuming you are not selling anything new here. No, we've seen all this stuff before. Okay. My question now is just which resource, which plantable plant, which growable crop, it's a better way to phrase that, I guess, are we most interested in going for? If we have garlic seeds, that would be really good, although I'm not sure we have enough to actually get 5. Mandrake, we definitely don't have any there. Driftwood is not plantable. Bronze is unfortunately not plantable. That would be interesting. There is a little bit more that requires cattails, and we did just use all those. So garlic, cattails. Let's see. Wheats we don't have a need for right now, I don't think. It's nightshade. Okay, let's go. How many cattails do we need? We needed a few, didn't we? I think it was at least 2. If not 3. So let's go for 3. I don't think it was 4. Maybe we go for just the rarest, most time-consuming thing with our spare slot here. Even though we do have, I think, still several poppy seeds, because that's generally been, or poppy flowers, whatever they turn into. It's probably a poppy flower, right? I don't remember. But that's been something we've prioritized in the past. Hypnos is still asleep. Nemesis.
Eris stands against us. Just as I neared my destination on the surface, she was there. Let the adamant rail do much of the talking.
Imagine my surprise. So what to do? Can't kick her out since all children of Nyx are welcome here. Whose ever bright idea that was. Maybe give her some more second chances?
Is that us or is that Hecate who did that? Because I am surprised if we're the ones making the rules here.
You've made your point.
But I'm guessing because all she does is take shots at us, that it's us. I'll be honest. I really hate Nemesis. Like, that's kind of what she's supposed to be like. So I guess that's good writing. But she's just so obnoxious. There's no redeeming qualities, as I think I've said before. Sure, we'll salute you.
Welcome to the crossroads, Shade.
Okay. So, for what it's worth, I do think that sometimes, technically speaking, if we go in this room and then we come back here, sometimes that makes Odysseus reappear. That is the case. Sure, and we might want to gift him a nectar because we do not yet have his keepsake.
Good, you're back. According to reports, Eris flew off toward the Rift of Thessaly on an intercept course with the fleet. Except I don't think that she's headed there to help. Not you, at least.
Certainly not. Can confirm.
These reports aren't of much benefit to me after the fact, but at least I can confirm they're accurate. How preposterous that we cannot rid ourselves of her.
All we can do is work with what we've got. I apologize that we could not forewarn you on this one. We'll continue investigating her motives and accomplices.
Accomplices? Uh-oh. Don't like the sound of that. We did get somewhat close to defeating her. Granted, You know, rather than mechanically changing... Well, she might have changed mechanically a little bit when her health dropped low. The big thing was that she gave us a humongous debuff. I mean, I guess you could consider that a mechanical change. I'm talking about, like, what attacks she uses. Didn't change that much. She did, of course, start summoning in ads, but that's pretty standard.
I'm not convinced she has any of either.
Okay. I know we do have at least one incantation that requires nectar, but technically speaking, we can always cash in some of our bones to get some of that, and it's actually not that expensive. I'm actually very surprised how cheap that is compared to... You know, 1 nectar is the equivalent of 5 psyche, and if you look at it from the standpoint of end of room rewards, usually give us 1 nectar and give us at least 10, if not more than that, psyche. Is 10 the minimum, or is 20 the minimum for the end of room rewards for psyche? It might even be 20, in which case the value on nectar is way... The exchange rate on nectar is way better. So I would not necessarily be totally opposed to it if we got all but the nectar for, say, this craft, and we had to purchase some from the shopkeeper, the wretched broker. So for that reason, let's get a little bit aggressive. We'll gift to Odysseus.
Hey, Odysseus. Got you something here I wanted you to have. For always keeping an eye out.
Goddess, your presence alone is all I could ask. Though if you're in a giving mood, then perhaps you'll accept a small gift from me in turn?
Okay, now this is going to mean nothing to most people here. The phrase, in turn. Finishing sentences with that. The developers, Supergiant, of this game and several other games, all of which are great, they just would not stop throwing in that phrase in Pyre, one of their previous games, to the point where I actually got a little annoyed by how often they threw it in there. Just like, all right, you know, you don't... It doesn't really add anything to the sentence, and it was like every single line, it felt like. Okay, the knuckle bones. We'll check those out. Let's see. We might be able to afford some nice cards that we were not previously able to get. We could get this one with our 1 wolf, although I'm not the biggest fan of the rerolls. This one is perhaps a little bit stronger. It does require that we unlock the other ones next to it, or activate the ones next to it. We've used this, didn't have great success with it. We have not yet unlocked this. Basically, if you have to unlock the ones next to, activate the ones next to it, it's just, you are committing yourself to being all about RNG manipulation, which is not really the style that I prefer to go with. Let's see, other stuff. I'm looking for... Okay, so this, if we had defeated Eris, would have become an option, and yeah, I definitely would have liked to have seen this. Suddenly, much higher chance of getting epic rarity boons, and I mean, if we happen to have the resource to upgrade it even further and increase that number, that could be amazing. But in terms of the requirement there, since it costs 0 grasp, which is really nice, but you have to get, what is it? All cards in any other row or column. We're kind of close on a few of them, but we are not currently there. And it probably would, once again, become difficult to mix with this, which is becoming increasingly a pain to keep active. So we are perhaps getting close to the point where we will say we'd rather just activate more of the Arcana cards and forget about the Queen. Granted, we did actually use a duo boon, and it was great on that previous run, but that is probably the most success we've ever had with a duo boon, and we've turned several down altogether. Okay, this costs Z Sand. Okay, and this is the kind of crazy Arcana card that requires that you only have a maximum of 3 active, and then over time, it will randomly unlock more over the course of the run when you defeat Guardians. So, is this the thing we want to save that Z sand for? Because that's going to be hard to come by. That's coming from defeating Kronos. Or do we prefer getting that special shade to arrive in the crossroads? I do not know. And at the moment, I'm going to choose not to choose. So, oh wait, hold on. We got a fish, though, for the first time. And do we know what we do with the fish? Found using the rod of fishing, even though technically we didn't bring the rod of fishing. What do we do with it? What do we do with it? In Hades 1... Oh, hold on, I have a theory. In Hades 1, there was a specific shade that we turned our fish into. And by that I mean we gave the fish to a specific shade. We did not transform our fish into a shade.
Cheers, Mixer.
It's not the Mixer. Do we have a chef around here? Or something like that?
Denied.
No, they're not in there. And I'm not currently seeing them. Oh, Hecate is back. Okay.
Sister Selene notified me it was Eris herself who barred you from gaining the heights of Olympus. She never should have got her hands on the rail of adamant again, that wretch.
Alright, I mean, maybe it's not that surprising, but it does feel kind of nice that at least other people agree that dealing with Eris is a pain in the butt.
Headmistress, is there truly nothing we can do? Your oath to Nyx means Eris can come and go here as she pleases, only to try and blast me to bits when I approach my goal.
Okay, so, first of all, we confirmed that was a Hecate rule, not a Melinoe rule, which is what I expected. Kind of weird that Nemesis was giving us so much attitude for that when we were not the one at fault there. But also, blast me to bits is just a hilarious phrase.
One must carefully consider the terms of binding contracts, Melinoe. A mistake on my part you are paying for firsthand. And I apologize. Do bring her hell when next you meet.
That also is interesting phrasing.
Sounds good.
Given all of our time in the underworld. Okay, where do we turn? Do we throw our fish in the hot spring? No? Do we need to unlock an NPC who will receive our fish? I don't think it's you. You just review the outcomes of every run. Once again, mixing up the terms of the different games that these developers have made, mostly Pyre stuff. Okay, I do not know where you turn in the fish. I'm hoping that on some future occasion it becomes more obvious, because at present that is not clear to me. Is it Skelly here?
How fared your recent surface sea journey, young one? I still remember well the boundless waters there. How blue and tranquil they were.
I mean, I doubt he would be the person, but he is talking about his ventures on the sea.
Tranquil? My experience was not exactly that.
True.
Tranquil, damn it.
No, I insist. They were tranquil, okay? Oh, I wasn't trying to hit you. I still wasn't trying to hit you. I'm really not trying to hit you. I'm trying to hit these things. These little dummies.
Don't waste the strength on those.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll hit you instead. If you insist. Still expecting something to end up over here eventually. We'll get there, I'm sure. But as for now, I think this is a good place for us to wrap up. You know, that the axe happens to be the bonus weapon for the next run. For what it's worth, given how we have had our first successful run going down, and now we've spent some time learning quite a bit about going up to the surface from our previous run, we might end up slowing down on the Hades 2 stuff just a little bit, in large part because, well, first of all, there's a new game that just came out that I'm sinking some time into, The First Descendant, a new action RPG, MMO, co-op, looter-shooter game that I spent a lot of time in some open betas for. Now the full release is out, so I've kind of been waiting for it to release. So for that reason, there's just only so many hours of the day that I can make recordings like this, and if more of them are dedicated to a new game, then that means potentially less time to do Hades stuff. So that's one factor. The other thing is that at the moment, the developers, Supergiant, I believe, said that they are shifting gears a little bit, where previously they were doing some relatively frequent balance changes, so we were getting updates fairly often. Whereas now they're gonna focus a little bit more instead on larger, I mean, I hesitate to call them expansions, but that is more or less what they are, where they're going to add larger sets of content in one fell swoop rather than just changing the numbers to things around. So for that reason as well, I think we might, not to say that we aren't going to play any Hades until the next major update comes out, but that's going to be at least the next major thing that we're going to be looking forward to. In addition to, I'm sure, you know, we'll probably still want to go up to the surface, learn more, defeat Eris and whatever comes after her, if there is anything after her. Maybe that is the main thing they're trying to add, is perhaps that is the end of the line when you're going up, because some people seem to suggest that might be the case. We also have not yet experimented much with, used or activated this thing that I'm currently forgetting the name of that adds the additional difficulty modifiers for us, and we have not gotten some of the important incantations that we were just talking about before. So, of course, we still have plenty of things we're looking to do in Hades 2, so by no means am I saying that we are going to drop Hades 2 altogether, just saying that we might slow down a little bit on it, because I have been spending a lot of time doing it as of late, and just want to spend a little bit more time exploring some of the other games as well. But thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.